I think what we're seeing here is a manifestation of the spiritual battle that's been described by every civilization since the beginning of time. Again, I just want to say that I'm not saying that as someone who's so pious and faithful as a Christian that you should follow my example. Please don't. I'm saying that as someone who is searching for another explanation, and I can't find one because there is no rational explanation for what we're seeing now. There is none. You're encouraging people not to reproduce. No human being would ever encourage other human beings not to reproduce again. Is there any precedent for that in the animal world? I know that we're encouraged not to pay attention to animals. That's another thing that I have noticed. And to ignore nature completely. You can't even see the stars in most places because of the light pollution. But we are absolutely encouraged to ignore the natural. That's the message of our design, of the buildings that our leaders build, of the lives that they encourage us to live. Stay indoors, addicted to the screen, addled on SSRIs. Just don't notice everything around you. I think one of the reasons that they encourage it, because if you didn't pay any attention at all to the natural world, you would know that what we're going through right now is not natural at all. Whoa. I think that's the way to think about it. I will leave it to you and your individual religious practices on how to respond to that. But I will just say that there's another side to the story which gives me hope. And the reason that I am going to sleep like an animal this evening, as I always do, is the following.
What we're looking at is evil. We're not looking at a competing set of ideas or ideology or communism. There are a lot of communist-inspired ideas, but communism itself never made sense. It's not an ideology, it's an anti-human impulse that comes from some outside source. Obviously, whenever you're killing large groups of people for no reason, you're clearly being inspired by something supernatural. I mean, let's just be honest about it. We're seeing evil that's very shocking to a lot of people. It's shocking to me.
At least once a day for the past 5 years I thought, I cannot believe how much evil there is in the world. Oh. Yeah. Woo.
One thing I have not thought of at all until very recently, which is even more surprising and no one ever says it, is how much good there is in the world, which also doesn't make sense, by the way. If like for me, you bought into this evolutionary biology framework for understanding people, why do people do the things that they do? Well, to preserve themselves and their descendants, right? I think all Americans were raised believing that we've been doing this since cave times. Here's why we do it. There is no rational explanation for altruistic love between people. There is no way that science can describe or justify what you see every day, which is Peter giving of themselves, not for profit, not for any conceivable benefit at all, to other people, including people they're not related to, including people they don't even know. Why are they doing that? There's no rational explanation. Ace of science cannot tell you why they do that. There's no benefit to them at all. Yeah.
In fact, in a rational world, if the scientific framework were real, which it's not, it's totally fake, but let's just say it were, how could you explain that? How does that help you to give your money to someone you don't even know? To listen really carefully to someone, just to make that person feel better, to make that person feel connected, to display empathy. What's the advantage in that? No advantage at all. And yet you see it constantly, all the time around you. I think you see it more now than you ever have.